Hey everyone, Ashley here. I help people deepen relationships by starting with themselves first. Here we talk about communication, we talk about intimacy, we talk about energy, self-love, self-worth, NLP, all the things where we can use to change us from the inside out, creating the love that you deserve. Today, I want to talk about one of the 4 themes of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, or NLP, and how this relates to relationship. There is the concept that perception is projection, or perception is interpretation. This means that everyone is living in their own reality. Science shows that we take in 2 billion bits of information around us on a day-to-day basis, and your unconscious mind can only process 126 bits. The biggest takeaway I want you to understand is that whatever you're experiencing in your reality is going through your own filters. This exact concept is why there can be a tragedy that happens, and then you hear countless different stories about what happened on that one incident, because people are picking up and interpreting things in their environment differently. When you are in partnership with somebody or in relationship, this plays a huge factor in that as well. That's why I always say there are 3 sides to this story: yours, mine, and reality. I've worked with clients in the past where both partners are having vastly different experiences. When you can finally understand that each of you is having your own experience, no matter if you're in the same environment, that's when you can start validating the other person's experience, appreciating the other side, and seeing if you can work towards a solution if there is conflict. I want to use a personal example to drive this home. I took my girls when they were little to the Grand Canyon. As we were walking through the Grand Canyon, there was an overlook, and we stepped in to look at the canyon. In the corner of my eye, I noticed a small group of young men, about 3 to 4 of them, probably in their late teens, early 20s. I had my eyes on my 2 little girls as they had found a squirrel that came right up to them, begging them for snacks. They were so intrigued with the squirrel. They were feeding it by hand, giving it water, talking to it, naming it. I was keeping my eye on them to make sure that they were safe, and in my peripheral vision, I saw one of the young men climb over the railing and leap to a boulder that was standing tall in the middle of the canyon. He took a selfie, and then he realized that the leap back was too far for him to get to because the rock was smaller than he had anticipated. I needed to stay grounded. I saw that somebody was already calling 911 and handling this situation. So then I turned my attention to my kids. I took them out of the area to go look at other parts of the canyon, because if there was a tragedy, I didn't want them to have to experience that. Later on in life, I was having a discussion with my daughter. And this concept of perception is projection, or perception is interpretation, came up in conversation. I asked her, "Hey, do you remember when I took you to the Grand Canyon?" She said yes, and I told her to describe to me what she experienced when she went there. She explained how fun it was. She remembered the squirrel and feeding it, and how it was beautiful outside and good weather. Then she turned and said, "How about you?" And I said, that was not the same experience I had. I felt a lot of anxiety and stress because when you guys were experiencing that moment with the squirrel, this is what was happening on the other side. And I was worried not only for you, but for the safety of this young man. So that experience was very stressful for me. The light bulb clicked for her. Same situation, same place, same time, same scenario. But we were picking up and experiencing very different things in that environment. This can happen in your relationship. So it's really important for you to have open communication with your partner in order to see what each other is experiencing and making sure you're on the same page. If you're not, then comes in the validation and honoring the other person's model or view of the world. If this is resonating with you, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it. I don't want you missing out on videos like this that can help you in your relationship. Until next time, please remember to show up with love, not only for your partner, but for yourself. Because the love you want to create starts with you loving you.